All right, guys, welcome back to another episode. So, on this episode, we're going to be going over the Dead Frontier Q&A questions we have for the developers. So, I believe we got like 34 questions. A lot of good questions in here. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to review the questions. I did kind of modify them. So, if someone asked a question, I tried to, ask the same question in a different way, just to kind of keep the same posture through the whole thing, if that makes sense. So we're going to take a look at that. If you guys haven't, please like, subscribe, hit that subscribe button, thumbs up button for us. Join our Discord in the description below. Doesn't cost a dime, 100% free. A lot of people in there, a lot going on, a lot of chat. So if you need help, again, join our Discord, guys. We'd love to see you there. And if you're in our clan, check out our Discord. I did make a clan section there, and we're going to have a lot going on with that. So without further ado, guys, we will jump into this. So I'm going to flashbang you. It's going to be a bright screen, so bear with me. All right. So Ask the Devs Q&A. All right. So again, I did take the questions and I did modify them so they all seem to be somewhat in the same tone. And that doesn't mean they're going to answer all these questions. I'm going to send this to Clayton, and they can look them over and answer what they want, and then we'll go from there, okay? So Ask the Devs Q&A. So Clayton, for April Fools, could you make boxing gloves with a punching animation? So I thought this was a pretty cool idea. I think that would be pretty cool to have some boxing gloves just to mess around with. So I added that on there, but that was from Simon. So on the right-hand side over here, you're going to see the YouTube name that posted the question. We had, will U5 get released this year? And if you can, any idea when? So again, I know they've talked about this, but maybe we'll get some more information on this. And this was from Schmeckler. We then had any type of dungeons and bosses being added with loot drops, which that's a really good question. I don't know if they can do that or not, but I think that would be a great feature. And then all these are put together because this one person, Ricky, he asked all these questions. So that's why they're all grouped together. So anyway, anything being added to the end game to keep people playing or progressing, I think that's huge. Prestige or anything like that. So again, he's asking if there's any modifications coming to keep people from playing. Like I'm level 415, right? So there's not much for me to do. So great question there. If there will be new miniguns like the UWC or another $500 gun. So again, asking, the UWC came out a long time ago. Great gun. Is there going to be something else like that coming out? I believe they said there wouldn't be, but I'm not 100% certain. So we'll just ask them. How long to complete the roadmap? That was released on Dead Frontier Forum. So if you guys don't know, if you go to the Dead Frontier and you go to Forums and you go to Announcements and you click Development Roadmap, it will bring this page up. So on this page, it says Dead Frontier, it says Unity 5 engine, and how this works is if you see down here, it says that with the green check mark, that's what's been added to the game. And if it isn't checked, that's the concept or something that's in development. And again, it says this may change, so take it with a grain of salt. But it says they've done the stealth overhaul, they've done the food and medicine overhaul, proficiency overhaul, and implant storage presets. But there's still a lot in here they have not done. So they're going to have new buildings, in-game maps, things like this. But there's a lot on with that. So anyway, how long is it going to take to complete that? What do you think the future of Dead Frontier looks like? That's a very good question. So very good questions, and that was from Ricky Jordan. So moving on. Any ideas on how to improve the communication with fan base? A lot of players don't feel their voices get heard, and was curious if there were any plans to address this or the community. More update announcement, progress reports, things of that nature. So what can they do to keep us more in touch, right? And that was from Allison. Oops. What did I just do? Sorry, Allison. There we go. What can we expect regarding the game's performance improvements with U5? Specifically in terms of loading screen, game startup time, zone loading time, item pickup responsiveness, and whether the lag that occurs while picking up items will be resolved. So that was by Bone. Very good questions. And let me grab a drink. All right. Next question. What does the Dead Frontier team think about the clan machines and the inflation it may cause? Are there things in the works to modify them? So again, clan machines, they're great. I love the idea, but I agree there are some issues. I'm not sure what's going on and if they're working on that stuff, but it's a very, very, very valid question. And that was by, no idea how to say that. Fukungai. And then the next question is, are there any plans to address the competitions? Specifically the fact that a max level player that has more implant slots and stat points than a player not at level cap can essentially gatekeep people who are not at a level cap from winning access to Dawn gear. One suggestion is Dawn access should automatically go to the next player in that line that is not at level cap, while a win can still go to the person in first place. Are there any changes that are being made to help new or less equipped players to have a chance in weekly competitions? Very, very good questions. That was by Chris. Good questions there. Will Raven Ridge eventually have its own daily missions as well as fast travel? Will there ever be an outpost set up closer to the southeast zone? So I think we've all wondered that, and that was by Jato. Where is our dual titanium blades animation? So that's probably one of the most important questions. Titanium blades, we all love those. And why do we not have a dual titanium blade animation? And that was by Simon. Really good question. If the new zones are extending from Raven Ridge to Death Row, will the loot pools be new or different? So if they're going to expand the map, are the loot pools going to be different? Are they going to be the same? Is it just going to be different monsters? What's that look like? And that was by Guardian. If the community wants to help Dead Frontier grow, what kind of suggestions are most useful to you as developers? I think that is one of the best questions on here, because it's asking the devs for feedback for us. What kind of things can we do to help the developers, right? So that was, and this dude, Alciz, all of his questions right here are just amazing. Do you have any plans or strategies for increasing the player base? And does that include marketing, advertising, or mostly in-game systems and community growth? Great question. And then his last question was, are there major technical or design limitations that prevent Dead Frontier from being playable on mobile devices? So again, phones, mobile devices, is there a reason or design limitations that would keep us from using those? Are you aware of a Cryostorm C1 hypercoil particle issue that causes lag after about an hour of grinding? I have never seen this. I'm not sure if you guys have seen that or not, but maybe they're aware of it. I don't know. It's a good question. I didn't know there was an issue with it, and that was by Singyang. The multiplayer desync has always plagued Dead Frontier. Is there any way to fix this issue? So I think we all can agree desync needs to go bye-bye. And that was by Vesalus Day. A good question. He had another question. What is the next update among the roadmap that will be coming to release? Okay, so that's good. So what's the next thing they're going to be doing? And then his last question was, can you list a few quality of life improvements that will be coming out? So again, you can look back at their roadmap for that. But it's a good question. What's coming out? Will be a couple things coming out. And this is by Move Maker. Was there a specific reason for the release of 2 shotguns back to back? Very simple question. Why did you release 2 shotguns back to back? I don't know. Maybe there is a reason, maybe there's not. But we can ask and find out, right? Next question is, how long until the new dust gear drops? Will the dust gear drop all at once, or will it come out little by little? So are they going to release it gun by gun? Is it all just going to come out and just be there? What's that look like? And that was by Rosa Pop. Is adding voice chat in-game optional? This would be epic, Zega. So I think that this was a really good suggestion, and it was by Creeper. I would love to have voice chat. But again, I don't know if that's possible. That's why we're asking. Is there going to be a marketplace overhaul? So, that's a good question. And I think it needs to happen some way. I'm not sure how that would happen, but I think that is a great idea, and I think it would really go a long way. And that was by Ada Lime. And the next question is, will Orange Zone be rebalanced to support a more gradual increase in difficulty? So I guess they're saying the Orange Zone needs some attention. And honestly, I can't remember. Maybe I need to play through it again. But That was by Valhalla. And he's saying that they need to do some rebalance work. And maybe they are. Next question is, will there be a wipe of any form with the engine upgrade? So are they going to be resetting anything? I think a lot of people would want to know that. And that's by Luan Team. And then he says, if yes, wouldn't it be a good idea to have 2 games? DF on old engine, let's call it DF Classic, and DF Remaster. And then next, with his follow-up question is, with the new engine, will the need for browser-based inventory outpost menus disappear? So I think that's a good question as well, because it is annoying going in and out of all the menus, right? My wife plays Dead Frontier, and that's the thing she just complains about all the time. So I'd like to see that go away. And then I had a few questions as well. Will the new update resolve players having to use the DF profiler or boss maps and weekly... let's put this for... will the new update resolve players having to use the DF profiler for boss maps and for weekly competitions? So again, we shouldn't have to go to the DF profiler. There should be another way to do that. Right now, new weapons get released over and over again during holidays or events. People play these events and then retire until the new event. Will there be more to do with the update, like multiple quests and missions each day? So we need some way of keeping people active. Right now, you do the daily mission and you're done for the day. We need something to keep us busy. Next, are there any plans to rebalance stealth or overhaul the entire stat class system? So, are they going to redo all the stats? Are they going to redo the class system? What does that look like? And then, will outpost attacks be changed, and what will that look like? So right now I have a basic outpost attack. I know they're doing something. I don't know what that is, but what does that look like? What are they thinking about? And then the last question I have, are there any plans to release Dead Frontier on Steam? So again, I play on Steam. I love Steam. I want all my games on Steam. And I think if we added Dead Frontier 1 to Steam, I think it would go just huge. Even if you get 2,000 players, that's almost doubling your player base. So I think they're missing out on the market, and I think that would be just a huge change. So again, these are the questions we're going to ask, guys. About 33 questions or so, 34. Doesn't mean they're going to answer them all, but maybe we'll get some answers, and some answers is better than no answers. And again, maybe we'll do this again. So I just wanted you guys to see the questions first. I'm going to send them over. And then when I get an answer, I don't know if it'll be tomorrow. I don't know if it'll be in a week. Whenever they have time, they will answer whatever they can. And then I will give you guys the answer. But I appreciate you guys all commenting and asking these questions. I'm glad you guys are involved. And hopefully together we can change the way Dead Frontier evolves. So anyways, thank you guys for watching. Please like, please subscribe, please leave a comment. And join our Discord, guys. And if you're in our clan, check out the clan channel. Stop in and say hi. Would love to see you there. And until next time, guys, you stay safe out there. Peace.